Reich faction. That's the Imperium's going to turn to the Third Reich now. But
But he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says justice on it. And then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your bald ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in drug fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jack. Oh wait, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jack.
My microphone on. Also, let me hear my audio coming from fucking the stuff. Guys, it is Sunday. You know what that means. It is time for the weekly, bi-monthly, tri-monthly, whatever monthly dog shit. Okay, good. The microphone doesn't sound like dog shit. That's all that matters. See you guys. It's Sunday. It is time for AEW All Out. For starters, we are not talking about the CM Punk stuff. Getting that out the way immediately. That will be held for Wednesday, because that will be over an hour discussion, so stay tuned for that. So without further ado, and also as you can see, Mike is not here, and we're not doing no interim bullshit stuff, because he is not here. He only held it for the week. His title reign has been forfeited for tonight. What a shame. Isn't that right, Christian?
Yeah, but in the midst of a bunch of bullshit, we have a pay-per-view a week after, AEW All In. But yeah, this
Yeah.
is AEW All Out, live from the United Center in Chicago today. We're about to blitz through this card, but yeah, obviously as Zach said, we're gonna be talking about the CM Punk stuff on Wednesday because we don't have enough time to get into the card and
Yeah.
the Punk stuff both here. And all I have to say is that just a preview of what we say on Wednesday is that uh, we're gonna find out a lot more information in the coming days. We already have in the last
I
24
I
hours,
just can't wait
and
for that CCTV footage to leak. That's
yeah,
gonna
so
happen.
maybe,
It will happen. Come on.
well, maybe. I mean, if anybody's gonna get it, it's TMZ, and they don't really give a fuck about wrestling news unless somebody's dead.
Well, no, they
Um,
would. No, someone's gonna get it. Like someone's gonna get it, and we're gonna see. Like Purist is gonna get it somehow.
yeah, maybe. But anyway, we have a pay per view tonight.
Stacked
Just
card.
quickly starting off with with the 0 hour matches. We have an over budget charity battle royal. So the winner of the battle royal gets 50K to the charity. We have no clue who's in it, so I can't really give a prediction on that. But yeah. Then next up we have a women's trios match. Um, no, we have a women's trios match. We have Athena, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante versus Hikaru Shida, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue. This seems. Oh, Billy Starks will also be in the corner of Athena, but this just a match to get some of the women on the card. I don't really see the baby faces losing here. I think like Diamante could just take the pin. I mean Sky Blue's from Chicago, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Sky, Shida, and Willow.
Okay, I'm just gonna. I'll do the same because I don't see
Yep.
why they would put Diamante's team over. So yeah, I agree with
What'd you
that.
say?
I agree. I don't see them putting Diamante's team over
Yeah, okay.
at all. At
So
all.
next up we have another trios match which was built last night on Collision. We have Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal versus the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass for the AW World Trios Championship. Dennis Rodman will be in the corner.
That
of the
segment was
Acclaimed.
a nightmare.
So that was, I mean, obviously the Acclaimed just
forgot
won the
where
belts.
forgot where hard cam was.
Yeah, he did forget what the hard cam was, but this is very easy. Acclaimed, they just won them.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have made them custom belts if they were gonna drop them this soon. But yeah, the Acclaimed.
Yeah, that's a unanimous acclaimed.
Yeah. So next up we have the main card. And we still I don't think we still officially know the main event, but we're all pretty positive it's probably going to be Orange Cassidy and John Moxley.
They announced it
Um,
last night as that, I
they
believe.
did. Okay. So anyway, we'll just go in order here. The list I have right here. First off, we have the uh grudge match between Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs. This has been building actually for a couple months now. They did a little spot on All In about it as well, and I'm very excited for this match. Uh, just a quick little note here: the All In set is actually a little bit different than the Collision one.
Ooh.
Um, it's actually looks pretty cool. It actually almost looks like the like 2017, 2016 era Raw set where it's like the floor and then like that. It's almost a little bit,
I'm
not
gonna
really.
try to see the images.
It's,
Oh shit.
but yeah, it looks pretty good. But anyway, we have Miro versus Hobbs. Miro just came back to Collision. He's been on. He's basically a Collision guy now, whatever that means now. But yeah, Hobbs has been they've been going at each other. I don't really see Miro losing his first pay per view
I
match back. So I think that would be.
I
I
have
mean, Miro dicey booking anyway. Before that, and Hobbs has lost his fair share of matches.
yeah.
So I think Miro takes the win here because I don't really think he should
So
be losing his first pay per view
I
match
have
back.
a different perspective on this match than you do. I kind of listened to predictions video earlier in the day and a little bit last night. Someone said like they could see a double count out, even though strongly against it. I can see a double count out for both of them, like a draw. Like they just beat the shit out of each other, and it goes on for and it goes into maybe it goes on up until Grand Slam because now WB has reported that they want to end that soft brand split. So I can
Uh,
see I can see this like kind of blowing over into Grand Slam. But so yeah, I'm gonna go for draw on this one. It'd be double count out.
yeah. So I'm just gonna go with Miro. Next up we have a tag team match between Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata versus the Blackpool Combat Club's Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. This one's gonna be very, very good. I can't wait to see this one. It was nice to see Shibata get on the card with Kingston.
Yes.
Um, but I do think that we're probably gonna get um this one's actually a little bit harder to call. I'm just gonna go with the Blackpool Combat Club because they lost at um at All In, and I do believe that Kingston and Claudio are gonna have a singles match at Grand Slam, for the Ring of Honor World Title, and I
Okay.
think that could build to that. So I'm gonna go with the Blackpool Combat Club here.
I'm gonna agree with you. The Blackpool Combat Club with Eddie taking the pin from Yuta.
Maybe, yeah, I could see that. Could I mean they could pin Shibata. Shibata's been pinned, but
I think to really
yeah,
drive it home because
I
you
think
have
Eddie would be.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you have like him, especially with last night. Like Claudio was like, we beat up Yuta as well. Just Yuta getting uppercutted to shit last night too. But yeah, so I agree. Blackpool Combat Club goes over.
All right, next up, we have the where is it? Here it is, the 8-man tag team match between FTR, the Young Bucks, versus Bullet Club Gold,
Bang.
yeah, so the Bang Bang Gang, the Collision Cowboys, um, they're rolling into fucking all out here. So J.Y. Juice Robinson, Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn versus FTR and the Young Bucks, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, Matt and Nick Jackson.
Yeah.
So this should be actually a very interesting match, due to recent events, which is funny because you're in Chicago, you have Punk's buddies versus Punk's enemies. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
uh, we'll see. But anyway, we have the reason I don't know how this match is gonna go, but I am predicting a Bullet Club Gold victory. I think as a unit they should win these types of matches. For guys
Mm.
who aren't like for guys who are like a can they coexist team. FTR and the Young Bucks. Because I don't really see FTR and the Young Bucks um spiraling out into like a big feud after this. I could see the Bucks going heel, and maybe doing another thing with FTR, but I really could see the Bucks like FTR just going their own way, and then the Bucks having a feud with Bullet Club Gold
Mm.
now that they're free to roam the lands of Collision. That actually is something we have to think about because that's opened numerous amounts of doors that
Yeah.
probably weren't possible.
But what sucks is
Um,
like pretty much hopefully because Collision had that nice unique feel to it with how like the soft brand split was, so hopefully we still get that type of feel.
yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bang Bang Gang here. I think that they could do a thing where they coexist with the Young Bucks and FTR. They might have to uh they might work an angle where they actually have one more last match at Grand Slam or something like that, or like Wrestle Dream. Um like just to end it or something like that. But
Mm.
I'm gonna go with the Bang Bang Gang here.
Uh,
Bullet Club Gold.
I, I
Next up,
I agree with that. Yeah, the Bullet Club Gold was gonna go over.
next up we have where is it? Oh yeah, we have the Ring of Honor Television Championship on the line between Shane Taylor and Samoa Joe. This was, I mean, a lot of people probably wondering why, but this was built up for weeks on Ring of Honor Television. Shane Taylor's been calling out Samoa Joe for a very long time, trying to get an opportunity at that Ring of Honor Television title, and they're finally going to do it here. But yeah, so I'm actually pretty excited for this because this should be just a fucking horse fight.
Yeah.
But this one's one of the more easier ones to call. I'm going Samoa Joe here. I think this is a one and done with Shane Taylor. I know a lot of Ring of Honor guys are kind of getting like called up to
Mhm.
AEW. It happened with the Kingdom. It happened with the Righteous. I don't know if this is the case for Shane Taylor, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe here.
I agree with that. I don't see Shane Taylor winning because I think with Joe having this title, he's helping the ROH brand a little bit as well with
Yeah.
holding this title.
Next up, we have the match that was announced last night, which shocked the fuck out of me. Number one, but we
Oh
have the
yeah.
strap. Well, we have the strap match between Ricky Starks and the American Dragon, Brian Danielson. I did not sit here last week expecting to be talking about a Brian Danielson match
Well, because we
because,
didn't know what was gonna fucking happen.
well, not even no, not even that. I didn't think he was gonna be cleared until late September. I thought he wasn't gonna be
He
at Grand
was
Slam. I thought Wrestle Dream was a far and away type of
well,
thing. I'm not. I didn't think he was gonna come back anytime soon.
he was rumored to be cleared around October. Then
Yeah.
last night he is cleared, which is
Well,
very very fucking scary right now.
well. That's the thing. He probably is loosely cleared because this is a strap match. Number one.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to do
Which
much.
he doesn't have to do a lot. It's a no DQ strap match. He doesn't have to do a lot. He can do a lot of attacking with weapons. He can do a lot of the strap stuff. Brian is one of the greatest of all time, maybe the greatest of all time. He knows what he's doing in there. He's not going to go in there and fuck himself up. So, um, so I don't really have any worries about Brian, because I mean, there's
Now,
no better person
do we
to spot
think
for.
if the Punk stuff never happened, this would have been for the real world title and Punk
Oh yeah. No,
would have
this
been
would
involved?
absolutely no. This would have no. This was absolutely CM Punk's match. There's not. There's no. I mean, Ricky's promo. He's told you everything you wanted to know. Ricky saying, "Well, I found myself here, starting over." That's literally was telling him without saying it that yeah, it was supposed to be me and Punk
But that would have been
at
a
the pay per
weird
view.
angle, like him with the contract though, and then the dragon. That would have been.
Well, no,
Oh,
that was
okay.
improvised.
Let's say
I mean, yeah,
I'm just
that was
throwing
completely
stones.
yeah, that was completely improvised. All they had to do was print out a piece of paper. But no, I
And
mean
get legal to sign it.
him challenging Ricky was just a thing like, oh, okay, he's gonna challenge Ricky. He's about to beat up Ricky again, and here comes Punk for the save, and they set up the match. That's literally what all that was.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, uh, but no, we have an upgrade. We have Brian in the match now versus Ricky, which I believe is the first time ever. yeah, it's kind of a babyface thing of Brian to do, helping out Steamboat, but it's really, I mean, with the situation that they were in and what this was originally supposed to be, I mean, it doesn't really matter. And plus, the Blackpool Combat Club coming out of Blood and Guts, they're all heels anyway, and it's like not like Brian can just swap back. I mean, Brian's been a tweener forever in his company. He just beats the shit out of people. So, but anyway, this actually what is very. Say, your mic's not.
It's the first time they're fighting. I just double checked.
Yeah. But originally, I don't really know where this would have gone. Well, I'm talking about Brian and Ricky here,
Mhm.
but because I'm completely convinced that Punk was gonna win, because obviously he had the real world championship and he wasn't gonna drop that thing until he got to MJF. So Punk would have won here, but with Ricky in the match, I could see them going another direction, having Ricky win. But I don't know if they would have Brian lose like that. I mean, Ricky doesn't really lose anything by losing to Brian in a strap match,
Oh,
and they have
yeah.
ways out of it with the no DQ stipulation. So I'm gonna go with Brian Danielson to pick up the victory here. Even though it's like a dicey situation, but I'm gonna go with Brian.
Outside of outside of the Miro Hobbs match, I'm going differently on here. I'm thinking Starks picks up the win. I think he deserves a consolation prize for the bullshit he's been put through. And I think he kind of deserves this win, personally.
Well, if you're gonna give him a consolation prize, I think you do a little better than this. Like a win on the pay per view.
To be honest,
Maybe he's the one to beat Orange.
I see that, but also I think like one of many things he deserves is beating one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and in Brian. That's just me though. I think he deserves this win, and yeah, so I'm going with Starks on this one.
I mean, I could see that. It's just.
I know. I also see where you're coming from, but I think Starks deserves this.
I'm just saying. I'm not thinking of like what people deserve, because obviously that shouldn't be the first thing.
Yeah, but like this is also
when you're booking a show.
I know, but you have to think about Tony Khan's position.
Oh yeah, but I mean, he already did everything. He actually did more than he needed to do. To be honest with you, he did more than he needed to do. And listen, Ricky is gonna be fine. That's the thing. Ricky's gonna be fine. Whatever he's fucking doing. He's got a clean slate on Collision now. If he's gonna stay on Collision. Even if he does, I don't think this is gonna be like a feud here. I think they probably go off and do their own thing. This is probably a one-timer.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it could go either way. There's a strong case for Ricky. I don't think it's like the reason maybe he deserves it. I could see him doing it and then launching it to something else.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
I just think Starks picks up the win here. I think personally, like this is something he kind of needs right now. Because he's back to square one, so he needs at least something to project him into the next phase.
And that's the other reason too. Like, if he's already at square one, I mean, a win or a loss isn't going to change anything.
Well, I think a win could change something here a little bit.
But
that's just me.
It can. But yeah, it can. I mean, he could do whatever. After he's done with this, he could have a totally entirely new feud with somebody. And we'll see how that goes. But anyway, next up, we have the TBS Championship between Ruby Soho and Chris Statlander. This has been built up. Actually, the story actually has been pretty good, because it's not really been like a story that's been long or anything. It's just Ruby has never lost to Statlander. Ruby has always beaten Statlander in their entirety of AEW and all of their matches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happened to qualify in the semis of the Owen Hart a year ago for the first Owen Hart, and then I remember the fan reaction to that was not good for Ruby. I mean, because a lot of people wanted Statlander to win, and I forgot what other match they had, but Ruby Soho is undefeated against Chris Statlander, so she has a real claim for this title match here. But I think it's way too early to get the belt off Statlander. She's doing great with it right now. She still has a long way to go with that belt, so I'm picking Chris Statlander to win here.
I'm a fan of both these. I'm a fan of both of them. I partially agree that yes, like it's too early to get off Statlander. At most, I would push, and this is still way too soon. I would take the title off for a Grand Slam. That's just me. I would
For who?
I would say like have Ruby take it off at Grand Slam. Because one, you're doing it close to Statlander's hometown, and it's a heel thing. It stamps it.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. The one thing I just want to remember is that after this, I think the Outcasts, they're gonna do their own little. Because I think the Outcasts are gonna have their own little program with each other, and I think Statlander will probably move on into something new. And I mean, I hope. I mean, if it was up to me, the person who would take that belt off Statlander is Athena. I think she's the perfect person for that
Oh, yeah,
title.
100%.
But I think I just really see this being a one and done, and then because there's a lot more issues with, and this is the only women's match on the main card, so I think Saraya and Tony are getting involved in some sort of way, and where
it could cost.
No, and it's gonna cost Ruby the match,
Yeah.
and I think they'll split off and do their own thing. I could see an Outcast three-way for the women's title happening.
What I'm thinking is
because I think Tony. I just want to say I think Toni Storm is going to be a babyface because the character work she's doing right now is the best of her career, and people are loving it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting really really over with this new character.
Yeah.
So I think maybe a Grand Slam, an Outcast three-way with the three of them is in order.
What I'm thinking, and I think Ruby is about to win. And Tony being the only one without a title costs Ruby the title. Just Tony alone. I think that happens.
Maybe because I think because Tony's so aloof right now.
Yeah. So I am agreeing though with Statlander.
Her gimmick is that she's like fucking going crazy. But yeah, I'm going with Statlander.
Yeah, that's a clean sweep there.
Next up, we have the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match between Better Than You, Bebe, MJF and Adam Cole, and the Dark Order, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. This is a match to get MJF and Adam Cole on the card. They gave him great opponents with a mini story of how Alex Reynolds used to train MJF and create a pro. And Silver and Reynolds will not be beating them. It's way too early to take the title. It is grossly too early to take if they were going to put them on them anyway, they shouldn't be losing this soon, like a week after. But yeah, I'm going with Better Than You, Bebe, and I don't see them losing that title because those titles are a story piece. They're not titles in this situation. They're a story piece, and I think that's gonna play in when they finally have their match against the Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. So we'll see where that goes, but that's my prediction. MJF and Adam Cole.
That's too obvious. Yeah, MJF and Adam Cole. Better Than You, Bebe. I wish MJF tweeted out that full text he sent about Silver Reynolds, but he still hasn't posted about it.
Yeah. Anyway, next up we have the TNT Championship match between Darby Allin and Luchasaurus.
But Luchasaurus is not the champion. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What a guy who didn't win the title not like just carried around.
This fucking guy. I mean, listen, I always said bring the real world championship back and give it a Christian, because fuck it, why not? This is actually one of the harder ones to call because I could see it going either way and prolonging this. But I do think that with this added element of
Nick Wayne
of Nick Wayne kind of being a little ticked off at Darby and the AR Fox situation, I think that could. And Swerve coming back. I think Swerve might come back tonight, out of the casket, to screw Darby or something like that. But I'm gonna go with Luchasaurus here because I think it's kind of too early to take this shit off Luchasaurus because this stuff with Christian is fucking fantastic with him holding the title.
I agree.
And that's the thing. I think they could get to a point where Luchasaurus gets so pissed off where they have a TNT title match between Christian and Luchasaurus. But Luchasaurus is the champion, but he's basically fighting like he has to try to win his title back from Christian when they eventually break up.
This
So
is
I think
true.
it's too early to take it off of Luchasaurus, so the Christian shit would be finished. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Luchasaurus. There's a strong case for Darby Allin.
Oh, there
And
is.
even like a week ago, I was like, probably Darby's winning the match. But I'm gonna go with Luchasaurus just so they could, because Darby has a ready-made feud outside of this, and they could continue this with Christian.
So
Oh,
I
and we just a quick news. We have an official poster for Wrestle Dream. And there's no New Japan names on the poster yet, but there's a lot of just names on the poster. We don't know if they're gonna be on the card, but Brian, like Jay White, Takeshita, Omega, Hangman, Sting, Cassidy, Ricky, they're all on the poster. Even Britt Baker, Tony, and Saraya.
Where's the poster? Like, who posted it out? Was it
Uh,
AEW?
I don't know, but it's the logo of the name is very Japanese, and and this too. This just came out. AEW has posted an updated poster of like the Collision posters for like the ticket sales, and guess who's front and center?
Actually, Jay White.
Jay White. That is what I'm talking about. Because that's we're gonna talk about it on Wednesday.
It's
but
Jay
I said
White and Andrade as well. Like if you go to
Yeah.
top to bottom.
that's what I'm saying. That show needs to be the Jay White show. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, we were talking about Luchasaurus and Darby. Your predictions?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be Luchasaurus, but now hear me out on how this happens. I think Nick Wayne screws over Darby. I think Nick Wayne still has this aggression towards Darby for forgiving AR Fox for pretty much almost murdering a child. Keep that in mind. So I think Nick Wayne cost Darby the title tonight.
I could see that. I mean, they definitely teased it. The only thing I think is like they have so much like stuff they could do.
I agree.
Him being the 18-year-old prodigy and him shocking everybody and like making fans of everybody. There's still a lot they could do with that. But I was thinking last night about when they teased that. Like, wonder if he what if he like aligned with Christian, or something like that. But I don't know.
Remember how like I think we talked about how Nick Wayne kind of adapts moves from people he's fought. Pretty much, he's adapted some moves. Imagine like
he's following the Ospreay thing.
So
Ospreay does that.
I want to see like a ref bump and Nick Wayne do a hook kick to Darby. Do you like that hook kick that Ospreay did to Omega before Forbidden Door?
Maybe
that would be just beautiful. Or even do like the house call to him.
Yeah, maybe.
And then join the Mogul Embassy. Because now AR Fox is out of it.
Well, I mean,
I know it'd be weird, but like
that really wouldn't make any sense because
Swerve can manipulate in a way.
Right. Yeah, but I mean that wouldn't make any fucking sense because Swerve did the same shit that AR Fox did. That makes no sense.
Listen, I just got out of work. I'm not.
I'm just saying creatively that doesn't make sense because AR Fox.
I get that.
Did the same thing.
I'm throwing shit at the wall.
Anyway, so your prediction is
Lucha. With Nick Wayne costing.
Okay, so
Darby.
next up we have the grudge match, which is my most anticipated match of the night, between Konosuke Takeshita and Kenny Omega. And I am extremely excited for this. This is one of my most wanted matches of the year, one of my most AEW wanted matches ever. These two guys, and this is my favorite part about this match going on tonight. There has been so much shit in the news with the Punk stuff and All In last week. It feels like this match is being people forgetting that this match is happening and that it's like kind of being overshadowed. But when these two get in the fucking ring, forget it. It's going to be the only thing people are talking about after this show.
It's going to be,
and I'm excited for it. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this fucking match.
It's gonna be cinema.
I can't fucking wait for this match. And this one is actually another one that is actually very hard to call. And it's really I really haven't made a decision on it. because I don't think this is going to be over for a very long time.
Oh, I agree.
With the birth of the Don Callis family, and stuff like that. So, however, Omega was pinned by Takeshita last week at All In, but so I think that Kenny has a really good shot of winning here, but I am gonna go with Takeshita. I
Mhm.
think Kenny would put him over. I think there's a lot more to do with this, um, with future members of the Don Callis family and Kenny maybe losing his way and trying to get back, and then he eventually does take down Takeshita at a bigger spot. But I could see this going either way. But I'm just gonna go with Takeshita because it feels more comfortable right now due to what they're doing right now with Callis and him and the family. Um, I don't know what he's doing today. I don't know if he's even in the country. If Osprey gets involved somehow and they could do
Well,
they could
he could be
th-
because that his Impact appearance is the 9th. So
okay.
he could
So
be in the
it
States.
could be they could build a match here. They could build number 3 for Wrestle Dream for the main event of Wrestle Dream.
Either that or you give it on free TV.
They could do that. But yeah, I think it's either they're gonna build something here for Grand Slam or Wrestle Dream. If Osprey does show up. So yeah. I'm gonna go with Takeshita here.
I'm going to agree. The outcome, though, I'm going to predict a ref stoppage. I think Takeshi is going to beat the holy hell out of Omega. That's
We'll
my
see.
thing. I think it's going to be a ref stoppage.
That would actually be pretty cool. It makes sense for the story. So we'll see.
It also makes sense for what Don Callis was alluding to on Wednesday.
Yep.
Showing all the weak points.
Yeah. What's it called?
Is the
so
main event
next
now?
Next up, yep, it's time for the main event. Before we get to the main event, I just want to acknowledge that I don't know when his contract's up, but this is a destination possibly. I don't know if it's really early. It's only 3 days into the month. I don't know when it ended or when it does end, but this is a destination if they want to debut Edge tonight, if he is coming in. Edge did a video and he said that he has a contract waiting for him in his inbox. However, after the events of yesterday, if I'm Edge, I'm not signing shit yet because, first of all, he could get a bigger contract. He can get more money, and
Yeah, because more money just became available.
yeah, and it's not like AEW is gonna take a hit. They were already paying Punk probably top 5 in the paid people in the company.
He was.
Yeah.
He was like making
And-
over $1 million.
Yeah, and Edge could get that same contract. Maybe probably even less, to be honest with you. Probably even a little bit less. Because obviously he doesn't know the figure.
He doesn't seem like a very stingy person, to be honest.
Yeah, and he doesn't, and they can't really disclose whatever Punk's figure
Yeah.
was. So they could probably give him a little bit less. But they won't have like a cap hit or anything on how much money they need. So and they just lost a big attraction in CM Punk.
Does
And David Zaslav, the head of the network, was informed of them firing Punk yesterday. I think Edge would be a very suitable replacement if they wanted to bring him in.
does Edge own his trademark for his name Edge?
I actually looked that up. I don't know.
And would he be able to use Metalingus? Because that is Alter Bridge
Yeah.
owns that song.
Yeah, no, he definitely would be because it's probably the same thing with Punk. They would just have to license it, just how
Okay.
WWE did. And I will say about Edge, if he can't use the Edge name, he'd probably just do Adam Copeland. And everyone would probably call him Edge anyway, but he really should be using the name fucking Sexton Hardcastle, because fuck it. Why not?
God.
But
His
anyway,
indie
it's,
name. Shit.
yeah. But anyway, it's time for the main event.
Yes.
We have this is so cool. We have Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy, after opening countless fucking television shows and being on count and defending his title everywhere, he finally gets a pay-per-view main event. And if you would tell somebody that Orange Cassidy would be in a pay-per-view main event back a couple of years ago, people would have said, "Oh my god, this company went to shit." But no, this guy is having a
Not
this
the
guy-
mic that
this-
go,
yeah.
not
Yeah.
the mic that works here.
well,
A different mic.
This is a career title run for Orange
yeah.
Cassidy. This has been maybe one of the best. I'd say I put it as top 3 best title runs this company has ever seen.
Yeah.
Probably right behind uh Omega and MJF's title runs. Um, but I have been adoring his title run, and as I said, I think last week, because I think we knew this match was gonna happen. I'm going with Orange Cassidy to retain because as much as I think Moxley has a chance, I don't think Moxley needs it. And I'm not saying the title's beneath Moxley, but Moxley has been the AEW World Champion twice, actually 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's not beneath him, but it's like he doesn't need it. I'd rather have the person who beats Orange finally for this title to be somebody that would help. And I'm not saying like Takeshita needs help, but I think Takeshita would be a great option. I think guys like Swerve would be a great option. I think guys like Ricky Starks would be a great option. And I think it's guys on the rise. I mean, Moxley is Moxley. Who when Punk fucks up, who do they call upon? John Moxley. And here he is again. So yeah, I'm going with Orange here to retain. I could very well see Moxley winning, but I'm gonna go with Orange.
I agree. Orange Cassidy picks up the win here. Do we get like an allude to who's gonna be his next like opponent tonight after the match? Do we think we're gonna get any alluding? Someone's gonna come out, maybe even Starks if he somehow wins tonight.
I don't know because there's no obvious answer.
That's fair.
Because they have to build to a Grand Slam, so he'll probably have a title defense there on that Rampage, that 2-hour Rampage, and they're having a big international show, well, somewhat international show with Wrestle Dream, and they'll probably have him defended on that show either. Probably have him defended on that show as well. So we'll see. But yeah, I really think Orange wins the match here.
Do you want to do an under over for Mox bleeding just for the hell of it, just to add an extra point out? Let's do under over 10 minutes.
Go over.
Over. I'm gonna go with the under because that paid off last time. So yeah, that's just to cement any extra points because we only have 2 differs on the thing. But alright guys, it is almost time for that pre-show. Don't forget, the post-show immediately following AEW All Out will be happening. Hopefully, we get a new champion crowned on all across the boards. Who knows? But alright guys, thank you all, and we will see you later. Goodbye.